It breaks my heart. I am so proud of the girls. There are a handful of girls now who are suing their state's attorney general and the high school sports governing body that has allowed this to happen because of their discriminatory policies that exclude women from the women's category. Cannot believe this is happening.
Yeah,
I have never seen an organization more committed to self-imploding than the WNBA. A few weeks ago, I made this video highlighting how it appears Brittney Griner said bleep white girl after fouling out in a game against Indiana Fever, the team that Caitlin Clark plays for. Some people like Jamel Hill, former ESPN host, says that no, she didn't say bleep white girl. She says bleep whack call, to which she then went on to call me a grifter for even pointing this out, but besides the point. You can watch and make up your own mind.
Riley Gaines was not going to ignore this. The entire league is on edge as Gaines stepped in and gave a stern reality check, while the mainstream sports media rushed to create the story. Why music is so important to her intervention. She is forceful because she talks with undeniable moral authority. She has personal experience with music. Gaines is the swimmer who has to compete with groups of biological men and women, music, and she has the courage to speak up while many others choose to keep quiet. She is aware of how music has been vilified by traditional sports media for advocating for equity, speaking unpleasant truths, and defending women's sports.
I ain't never seen this lady a day in my life. Why'd y'all hire this woman?
The USA basketball chair actually said it would be irresponsible to put Caitlin Clark on the U.S. women's Olympic basketball team, all while putting Brittney Griner on the team. I think with the extreme controversy that she brings.
Let me jump in, Riley, because you say it a lot there. I'm not sure what you mean by the controversy that Brittney Griner brings to the game. I mean, that's kind of not fair to say without explanation.
Well, I mean, I think given everything that happened overseas, given that she was put in jail, I mean, the controversy is certainly there, whether we want it there or not.
Not her fault and wrongly accused. Let's be fair. That's Riley. I like you a lot too. That's not right. She was wrongfully accused. That is not fair to bring that up. So we're going to delete that. Okay, let's you and I continue.
She literally tried to tell Riley Gaines that Brittney Griner was unlawfully detained. What are you saying? Fox, get this.
When Gaines saw the WNBA disciplining certain players while shielding others, she immediately noticed the trend. Her timing couldn't have been better after the league spent money on bogus accusations made against Caitlin Clark's fans while overlooking actual arguments documented on camera. Gaines' responses was nothing short of. She was so smart that she accurately criticized music Griner on social media. She did more than just call attention to the offensive comments. She gave the background information that makes the situation even more ridiculous. In order to secure Griner's return from Russia, the U.S. administration actually exchanged music with the infamous arms dealer Victor Bout, known as the Merchant of Death. Gaines comments music about how terrible it is to imagine the positions reversed, and this is how she makes up for that sacrifice. If Caitlin Clark had been caught on camera making similar remarks about Griner, there would have been a massive media uproar. Sponsors would cease to support her, and the WNBA might even punish her indefinitely. However, because Griner is making the remarks, everyone begins to act as if they are unaware of what was said after Clark receives them. Gain technique is especially important because even casual fans are noticing the blatant double standard in music, the game. It's amazing how she connected this incident to the greater issue. She's not just criticizing one player. She is revealing a culture within the league that prioritizes maintaining specific narratives over accountability and fairness.
Indiana Fever and Atlanta Dream played. Indiana Fever is where Caitlin Clark plays. Atlanta Dream is where Brittney Griner plays. Now you tell me what it looks like Brittney Griner is saying here. For a little bit of context, this was in the fourth quarter after Brittney Griner fouled out against Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever would go on to win by 5. Now I'm going to tell you what I think she said. Let's play it back. Looks to me like she is saying trash and then calling Caitlin Clark a bleep white girl. Just a reminder, this is who Joe Biden traded for the Russian Merchant of Death. So many WNBA players hate Caitlin Clark so much when she is the best thing that could have happened to the league. And she's not the best thing that happened to the league because she's white. It's because she's a good player. It's because she's the best player. Now, imagine if Caitlin Clark said the inverse of this. It would be reprehensible, condemned, and understandably so. You've got all of these individual players. You have sports commentators, people like Ryan Clark, who constantly tout of the racial tensions that exist in the league, when in reality, they are the ones perpetuating and amplifying these racial tensions with their anti-white hatred.
When Outkick, a media company, attempted to acquire authorization to talk with Griner directly about her views, Riley Gaines gave it his all when the WNBA rejected their plea. While the rest of the sports media is more than happy to speculate and provide explanations, she underlined that Outkick is the only individual who has actually approached Griner for answers.
Says there is one way to find out. Ask Brittney Griner. However, no one has done that except for Outkick. It's been over 2 weeks since Griner said this. Instead, the WNBA was investigating a bogus race hoax made up by Angel Reese about Indiana Fever fans. And I say bogus because they found no evidence that supports Angel Reese's claims. So we at Outkick applied for media credentials to cover Brittney Griner's team, the Atlanta Dreams, game on June 6th, to which, shocker, they denied us. We've never had trouble getting media credentials with any professional sports league in the past, but wouldn't you know, now they suddenly have very limited space, which is total baloney. They just want to suppress any sort of uncomfortable inquiries from media. Regardless, we at Outkick are going to keep asking the tough questions, the questions that people want the answer to. And if you do call yourself a reporter or a journalist from an outlet like ESPN or any other sports outlet for that matter, and you have access to these settings and you're not asking those questions, you're really no reporter or journalist at all.
Not one to pay attention to Brittney Griner's controversial remarks. Recently, Griner and the WNBA in general came under heavy fire from Riley Gaines. The former Olympic swimmer, Music, spoke up and shared what many were feeling about Caitlin Clark, who was largely ignored. When she didn't hold back, the league had to cope with the fallout. Was Riley Gaines right to draw attention to Brittney Griner and the WNBA's obvious double standards? Or should she not have accepted Music taking part in a basketball drama? The NBA has never seemed more committed to self-destruction. Music, a video purporting to show Brittney Griner disparaging Caitlin, just came to light. Clark after the Indiana Fever foul call. Although some Music supported Griner's claim that she was reacting to a referee's call, her timing and body language seemed to suggest otherwise.